Hello again, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We've got another OldManJM wisdom video for you here today. We are talking about the Colorado Supreme Court ruling. Actually, it's not the Colorado court didn't rule. The United States Supreme Court ruled on the Colorado ruling. Colorado Supreme Court said it was fine for Colorado's officials to take Donald Trump off of the ballot for president, and the United States Supreme Court said, hold on, not so fast. So let's get into the video.
How we roll it, folks. This now is a Fox News alert, and reading this. The U.S. Supreme Court rules in favor of former President Donald Trump in his appeal of a Colorado ballot disqualification. That applies to Colorado. In all likelihood, it will apply to other states as well. Live to Shannon Bream for her initial analysis and reaction now. Did you have the inside word, Shannon? Hello.
Okay. So what we have from the court this morning is this decision in favor of President Trump. They essentially say the judgment of the Colorado Supreme Court that he could be kicked off the ballot in this manner does not stand, has to be overturned.
You hear that, guys? The judgment does not stand. Everyone knew this was going to happen. Everyone knew the decision would be overturned by the court. We'll find out in a minute here. Even the liberal justices had to decide that no, a state cannot take a presidential candidate off the ballot, especially for no freaking reason. I want to say one thing right here about Democrats and Republicans. If you're on the fence on which side you should vote for at any point in time, or which side you should support, I'm not saying Republicans are perfect. I'm not saying they do everything right. I'm not saying there are a lot of them that aren't corrupt. I am saying that I would rather have a corruption that gives me freedom than a corruption that takes my freedoms away. Okay? If you look at what's going on right now, it's taken 45 days or so to get this ruling from the Supreme Court, so it's been a couple of months that states are trying to take Donald Trump off the ballot. In that time, we could have easily had a Republican-controlled state doing the same thing. Why do you think they haven't done that? Think about it. There are a multitude of reasons, but the number one reason is they knew it wouldn't work. And it's just simply not right. If you want to save democracy, like Democrats are always saying, you don't destroy democracy to save it. You don't prevent people from voting for who they want to vote for to save the right to let people vote for who they want to vote for. Oh, think about it, folks. If one side will do it and the other side wouldn't, maybe that one side, you need to look a little closer at what they're doing and rethink who you support. All right, let's get back to the video.
Now, it's a per curiam opinion, which the Latin for that is sort of the court speaks. It's supposed to be sort of a unified voice. But we do, as I'm looking through here, some additional folks who wrote, Justice Barrett, and I believe Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson. They write concurrences as well. So they may have gotten to this in a different way, but I don't see any dissents here. So it sounds like the court as a whole is agreed that whatever happened with Colorado, it was not the proper framework to use here. There is discussion at the end of the main decision that says, you know, there would be essentially a patchwork across the states. This was one of the worries that the justices had.
So you heard right there, it's a unanimous decision. They may have come to the decision in different ways, which you might say that's a good thing. There were actually multiple reasons why states can't do this. If they could, you could have Republican states, if it actually went through and they actually took Donald Trump off the ballot, you could have Democrats or Republican states taking Joe Biden off the ballot. Then what happens? What happens if we get to a point where it's basically impossible for a president to be elected at all because neither side can, it's even possible for them to get enough electoral votes? Anyway, it would be a disaster. It would, I don't want to say it would be the end of this country because we've already gone through a civil war in this country and it wasn't the end. But it's not something I want to happen in my lifetime. And I sure hope none of you want it to happen in your lifetime either. It would be bedlam and chaos in the streets. I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, let's watch a little more of the video.
And the questions that came together in argument were, what happens if we tell one state they can do this? The Chief Justice said, what if one state decides, okay, I'm kicking off a Republican, another state says, okay, I'm kicking off a Democrat, and then we get down to just a handful of states that actually have all of the candidates' names on the ballot? What would that do to this country? So it sounds like the majority of the court has come together in this voice to say what happened in Colorado is not correct. It sounds like they're saying states don't have this power, but essentially this is something that should be left to Congress. And so they agree to that point, but how they got to these different positions, how they got to the agreement, they found some different maps there, but they got to the same end result, guys.
So once again, right there, they're saying the states don't have this power. Supreme Court, they got different ways to get there, but the Supreme Court does not have this power. The states do not have this power. It needs to be left to Congress. Don't really need to watch the rest of the video. They just go on basically saying the same exact thing again. This was really early on when the decision first came out. They haven't really gone through an analysis of the reasons why, but you and I can figure out a lot of what those reasons are. You know, never convicted, never even charged of insurrection. One state can't simply go, oh, we don't like that guy, so we're not going to let him be on our ballot in the first place, so there's no way he can get our votes. Yeah, you just can't let something like that go. Now, it's simply undemocratic. And guess what? We supposedly have a democracy. That's what liberals and Democrats in the press are always telling us. Oh, this is a threat to our democracy. I saw one the other day that said white rural voters are a threat to democracy because somehow Donald Trump is going to be this horrible tyrant if he gets elected again. Well, was he a horrible tyrant the first time? No, I don't think he was. We had gas prices at $2 a gallon, right around there. We had very little inflation. Even during COVID, you know, COVID was here for over a year while Donald Trump was still president. We still had a pretty decent economy. The economy didn't start to tank and inflation didn't start to skyrocket until Joe Biden got in there and put in these ridiculous policies, stop the pipeline, stop the production of oil, natural gas. These are all due to his policies, not to COVID. He lied about COVID. He said, if you lied about the vaccine, if you take the vaccine, you can't spread the virus, you won't get sick. They were both lies. They've now today admitted that they were lies. They haven't admitted that they're lies, but they've admitted that if you get the vaccine, all the vaccine actually did was reduce your symptoms. So when you got COVID, you might not feel as bad if you got the vaccine than if you didn't get the vaccine. That's really because it's not a vaccine. It's not the way that we had a polio vaccine or the way those COVID is a virus. Vaccine, you can't, as of yet, you can't actually make a vaccine for a virus. It's not in the sense that we've always used the term vaccine. It reduces the symptoms. You still have it in you. You still have COVID in you. You just don't feel as bad about it. And yeah, there might be a few people it might not kill. But how many people got damaged from the vaccine itself? Why do we have so many young athletes dying in the middle of playing a sport? Yeah, that's going to come out even more soon. Anyway, I got a little off topic there. Once again, Trump is going to stay on the ballot in Colorado and everywhere else, and you can't let this stand. If he got off the ballot in Colorado, he could take Biden off the ballot in the other states, and it would be an absolute disaster. We would lose our republic. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you next time.